Hello and welcome to Battlefield 4 News, episode 52, and today we have an issue with the console server rentals, and we have an interesting article on hacking, who does it and who profits from it. The ability to rent servers on the next gen consoles has been removed. Now this was only implemented a couple of days ago, but yesterday there was a message from DICE which says, due to a high demand for the rent-a-server program on PlayStation 4, we've noticed an issue with 64-player servers and removed the rent-a-server program option on this platform until players can properly access what they've paid for. We apologise for any inconvenience and appreciate your patience as we continue to improve the rent-a-server program. Now it turns out this isn't just on the PlayStation 4. The rent-a-server option has been removed from the Xbox One as well. The rent-a-server program was only on a limited release anyway and hadn't really been fully implemented, but now it's been almost instantly rolled back and you can't rent servers anymore. If you have rented a server, DICE have said that you will be credited with server time, so any time you've already paid for, you will get back when the service is reintroduced. Now there are a couple of reasons as to why this could have rolled back. The first of them is that the servers can't cope with the varied options that you get when you have a private server. So there are so many things you can change. Maybe the servers on the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 couldn't handle all these changes. The other possibility is that when you rented a 64-player server, instead of it being on the new and improved Amsterdam server hub, it was putting it onto one of the old servers which we know can't cope with 64 players. DICE haven't announced a schedule as to when they think the rent-a-server program will come back, so I guess it depends on how serious the problems are and how quick they are to resolve. This next piece of news isn't specifically about Battlefield 4. It's about hacking on first-person shooters in general, and what kind of people do it and who is making money from it. So the article that sparked my interest is on the PC Gamer website, and I'll link it in the description below. It's quite an interesting read. It turns out that Punkbuster and Fairfight and the other software that are designed to stop hackers don't work. Slayer states that Punkbuster has been reverse engineered so much that they know exactly what it's doing and exactly what it's looking for, and that when Punkbuster gets updated, it takes them a few hours or a couple of days to completely bypass the changes to Punkbuster. All Punkbuster can catch are the people that are deliberately hacking to ruin games, so the people with their aimbots turned on who just destroy an entire server. What Slayer says Punkbuster and Fairfight can't detect are the closet hackers. These are people who are using wall hacks, and if you don't know what wall hack is, you can see it here on the screen now. This is some footage that I stole from a company selling a Battlefield 4 hack. So the white lines show where every other enemy player on the server is, and if they're within range, they get a box around them which is green. This is apparently almost impossible to detect because in spectator mode you can't see those lines, and Punkbuster can't detect it because it's only using the information the server sends to the client anyway. The server is sending you the location of every single player on the map, and it's the client that decides which players to show you. So if you don't obviously stare at hidden players through the walls so it's obvious on the kill cam or in spectator mode, and if your stats aren't overly excessive, you can't get detected by any of the anti-cheat software used in Battlefield 4. So if Punkbuster and Fairfight can only spot the obvious cheats, why does Battlefield 4 still use them? Call of Duty dropped Punkbuster because it just isn't effective. They instead turned to the Valve anti-cheat, but that too has been reverse engineered and hacked itself. But there is a bigger penalty for getting caught. You get your entire Steam account banned, which means you lose any games you've got on that account as well. So why don't EA and DICE go after the people that are selling the hacks? Well, the problem with that is they're just too easy to find. Here you can see I've put Battlefield 4 hacks into Google and come up with a ton of suggestions. The top one is even a paid for advertisement on Google. So it's almost impossible to stop at its source. They would simply just change IP address or change web address and be back up almost instantly. I took a look at a few of these websites and I could have been hacking within 5 minutes for just a few dollars from my PayPal account. Before I read the PC Gamer article and did a bit of research online, I wouldn't have said that hacking in Battlefield 4 was that much of a problem. But now, having done some reading, I'm not sure. With Punkbuster and Fairfight seeming to be little of a deterrent, the only real deterrent people have to not hack is the fact that they might lose their Battlefield 4 account. But if you're hacking, how much do you really value that account? The only value it has is its dollar amount, and people are obviously prepared to risk that. So next time you shout hacker at the screen in frustration, you might not be wrong. But whatever you do, don't stoop to their level. That's it for this episode of Battlefield 4 News. There won't be any episodes for about a week because I'm going away. But when I get back, I'll catch up with any news that's happened and bring you any other news when it does happen. Thanks for watching.